Well, how's it going, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. And you see the smile on my face? You guys see that smile? It's because Palantir stock hit another all-time high. The stock's breaking out. We hit 130. Well, it says here 140. I don't know if we actually hit 140 or if that's a glitch here on Thinkorswim. Either way, we hit an all-time high today. We're pushing $140 a share, and we're fully breaking out as if we weren't already fully breaking out. So guys, we're going to break down the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do, and of course, we'll break down the indexes, some other stocks later in the video. So hit the like button, feel free to subscribe, join my free email stock newsletter, and check out my Patreon for my portfolio updates. I'm posting updates every single week on my portfolio, what I'm investing in, options moves I'm making, and we're investing thousands of dollars per month in the Patreon portfolio, which again, that's down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive into it. So Palantir up 4.2% right now. And by the way, stocks in general are looking pretty good today. Not a crazy explosive green day or anything like that, but we are up around 0.5% on the Dow and the Russell, as the S&P and QQQ, believe it or not, are only up 0.05 to 0.1% each. So S&P, NASDAQ not doing much, but the Dow and the Russell are moving, and the VIX is down over 3.5%, and the metals are down as well. Silver's down 1.25, and looks like gold's down barely, but it's slightly down. So it's one of those days. Stocks are green, and Palantir, man, just keeps on going. We can see on this 5-day, 5-minute chart, if I pull it up, you guys can see we're breaking out of the highs from the 9th and obviously the 10th yesterday. So Monday, Tuesday, we were kind of struggling on Monday to break out of 132. Yesterday, we peaked out of it, but not too much. Now we're really starting to break out of there. And the more I pull the layers back, you'll realize, okay, we had an ascending triangle, and that's playing out now. This is actually very similar to what we're seeing on SoFi stock. On a side tangent, I mentioned this in my video earlier today. SoFi's breaking out now. We're pushing $15. This triangle's playing out. You're seeing it right here. Same thing on PLTR, right? If I pull it up, PLTR, same thing. We had higher lows being made into this 131, 132 resistance, which we were struggling to break out of, like I said on Monday. Yesterday, we tried breaking out of it. We started getting there, but today we're really just launching off. You guys can see here, we're taking out the previous all-time high, which we hit, I think, on the 3rd of June, about a week ago, a little over a week ago. We hit like 135 and some change. We obviously broke out of that. This thing is on fire, right? And on the 4-hour chart, or actually, let me see the 1 hour. No, we saw that already. On the 4-hour chart, you're noticing this is completely, breaking up. I mean, all-time highs. What else could I say at this point, right? That is what we're noticing on this time frame, and it just looks phenomenal on the charts. And some people might be selling the rip here, and if you're a trader, maybe you bought the dip a couple of days ago and you were kind of, waiting for this breakout. All right, maybe you're going to sell the rip here. But I think the real, true long-term investors that are here for a $1 trillion Palantir market cap, which I'm here for that. I think that's coming. I don't think the real long-term investors are selling this rip. I don't think they're buying it either, quite frankly. You might have to be pretty not crazy, but you got to have some balls of steel to add to your long-term Palantir position on this dip, or not this dip, this breakout. It's pretty ballsy, but if you are, hey man, kudos to you. But at this point, I know for the majority of the long-term believers that think we're going a lot higher in this, in the stock, the company is going to do a lot of great things over the coming years. I know people, those people at least, are just holding on to their position, holding on to the breakout, because ultimately, man, this could be the breakout that gets us to that 150 Bank of America price target that we got a couple weeks ago, which we covered, and lo and behold, here we are. We're almost there. And I think Dan Ives had a 140 price target on Palantir, and we just hit that pretty much. So I'm curious, when is Dan Ives going to update his price target? I think it's going to come at some point soon here. Don't be surprised if Ives ups his 12-month target to like 175 or something, or if he really just pops it up. And that could, in and of itself, cause the stock to go up even more, believe it or not. But yeah, at this point, man, 4% Green Day. We're popping all-time high. Ascending triangles playing out in the midst of a Green Day for stocks. Hey, what more can you ask for, man? Great day overall here. And, let's see. What else is moving? I mean, we have a lot of movers today. We mentioned OKLO in my recent update, I believe. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. It was at the end of the SoFi video. We kind of covered the news quickly. I'll mention it again here. OKLO will provide nuclear power to Air Force Base after 2-year delay. We got that news a couple hours ago, and the stock is up a whopping 28%. Think about that, man. This is insane. And, this, it's like, oh, man, just when you think it needs to pull back, it just keeps on going higher. This stock was at $20 just about a month and some change, and now it's at $68, almost $70 per share. So by far and away, OKLO is the best performer on my watch list today. We have other stocks moving like Starbucks, which I don't talk too much about. But Starbucks is up 4% on the day. I'm not sure why. Let's see here what's going on with Starbucks. RBC raises price target to 100 from 95. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Keeps outperform rating. TD Securities reiterates hold rating on Starbucks. Starbucks CEO confirms a lot of interest in potential China stake sale. We want to be more competitive. That's what their CEO said, so we'll see what happens there with China, which we all know Starbucks has been struggling in China, right? So the stock's moving. We'll see how that ends up playing out. I'm not in Starbucks. I don't plan on buying the stock anytime soon. Maybe I'll trade it, but as a long-term investment, I'm not touching Starbucks. I think, honestly, their best days are behind them, but who knows? I could be wrong. But that's Starbucks doing pretty well today. WBD, excuse me, looks like is back over $10 a share, which is interesting. This one could be playing up to the 11.50 mark. I would not be surprised if WBD were to slowly start getting there. And CrowdStrike, do you guys remember after this company reported earnings, the stock kind of tanked a little bit from $4.90 down to about $4.50? Well, now we're pushing $4.80 again. CrowdStrike is rebounding, and it's showing how strong the mid-400s is for the stock. The bulls are coming in waves. You guys can see we kind of peaked out at $4.50 back in the middle of February. At that time, that was the all-time high. Then we broke out of it a couple of days ago. We hit $4.93. That's the new all-time high. And after earnings, we got the pullback, which at first was like, oh, man, CrowdStrike selling off. This sucks. But now that it's been a couple of days, you're noticing here, okay, we consolidated above $4.50, old all-time high. We held it as support, and now we're starting to bounce off of it, build on top of it as we're up 2%. We're up 2% on the day right now, guys. So overall, that's pretty much it for the video. I don't want to go too crazy, go too deep into it in this one, but yeah, that's what we're looking like on Palantir, on some other stocks here, the indexes, which are now actually going red a little bit here. QQQ's down, SPY's about to go red, but the Dow and the Russell are still nicely in the green. But yeah, that's a quick update. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Join my Patreon for my portfolio updates, and check out the email stock newsletter. All of those are down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.